Hey there, I have trained well over 3,200 grant writers, and that has revealed to me the personality traits of those who make amazing grant writers and those who maybe don't love it as much. So in today's video, we're going to dive into the 16 questions you can be asking yourself to see, hey, could this career path be a good fit for me? All right, with that, let's hit it. So what is the opportunity here? Look, you can land a new job with the nonprofit that you love. You can get promoted. You can ditch the 9-to-5 and buy an RV and tour a bunch of national parks freelancing on the road. Okay, that last example comes from Jordan, a member of the Global Grant Writing Collective, who literally just bought an RV and is doing that with her daughter now. So the people we tend to attract are looking for a certain lifestyle, and you're figuring out, all right, what career paths can support those needs and desires. But let's go ahead and squash 3 myths that might be keeping you from moving forward. Number 1, you think you have to volunteer to gain experience. You don't. In fact, I'm strongly against you volunteering, and we'll link up some videos in the description below and so you can fully understand why. Number 2, you think you need to win millions of dollars of grants first before someone else will be willing to pay you to write grants. Myth busted. You know how to research. You know how to think critically, and I will help you close the skills gap to knowing how to find grants and write them. Okay, so this is not a problem. You can get paid without prior experience. Or maybe you're guilty of myth number 3, which is that you're just in this loop thinking about, what if I don't like it? And boo that, you're not gonna know if you don't like it if we don't try it. So why not earn to learn to figure this out? Okay, so I would estimate that easily 60%, maybe even more, of members in the Global Grant Writing Collective had never touched a grant before they joined our program. I have coached hundreds, actually thousands really, of grant writers that wanted to launch their new career. So I've seen a lot of who are the people that come in and they crush it? Who are the people that come in and struggle a little bit? What are those roadblocks? We can overcome them. And then there's a handful of people who's like, this was just not the right career for you. We got to go somewhere else and try something else different, right? So I now really have good visibility into what that is. And a lot of that even came from the 10,000 or so people that have taken our free grant writing class, because we have some interesting survey data in there as well. So I can just tell you that all of this perspective and doing this for years has really revealed to me a couple key pieces of information that are kind of the distinguishing factors, and they're not what you think they are. It's not that you have to be this stellar writer, that you had to have had grant writing experience, that you had to have worked with nonprofits. It's none of those. So let's get into it. 16 questions to determine if grant writing could be your next career path. All right, number 1, what skills do you already have in your toolbox? So I'm gonna ramble off a list, and then I want you just to tally them up as I say them, okay? All right, here we go. Research, writing, editing, critical thinking, creative thinking, community organization, project management, problem solving, problem spotting, planning, budgeting, and administration. Sometimes we forget how relevant our past career and life history is for making you an amazing grant writer. And I see this especially among my stay-at-home moms or parents that have been out of the workforce for several years and think you have nothing professionally to show for it. And it's not true. Okay, question number 2. What unconventional life experiences do you identify with? A rock star mama, a cool daddy-o, a stay-at-home parent, volunteering, Peace Corps, event organizer, that's a big one, community organizer, you've studied abroad or traveled abroad, you've been a manager or shift leader, an entrepreneur, maybe in a different business or different world, or you participated in competition sports, an event you had to train for, plan for, perhaps an artist, teacher, you're caretaking for a parent or someone else, a guest speaker, a creative writer. Okay, so if any of those are experiences you have, those are actually really, really relevant to the grant writing profession. Question number 3, which statement do you identify with the most? 1, I like project-based work where no day is the same, or I like consistency and predictability. Why do I ask this question? Because to my neurodivergent multi-potentialites, yes, that's a word, they need a stimulating work environment to be fulfilled. And this is when those things about you that maybe you actually didn't like, or you didn't understand, or didn't make sense in other work environments, they become a huge competitive advantage. So I'm not saying that this is not a place for you if you like consistency and predictability, because you are probably my best project managers. But if you need told what to do instead of being a self-starter or liking to work on different types of things, then grant writing might not be the career for you. Okay, so to go through all 16 questions would take us forever, and I want you to actually get customized results so that you can actually make sense of it. So head to the link in the description below. We worked super hard on this. It's a 16 quiz survey. It'll take you 3 minutes, and it's a very robust look at, do you have what it takes to be a rocking grant writer? Let's assume you go do that, you pause the video, you take your quiz, you got your results. Let's assume you've got the green light, that you've got the traits of a successful grant writer. then what? So your biggest challenge to overcome is if you have the technical and intellectual ability to do it. Now, I've seen it hundreds of times, so I can call it out. It's believing that you can do it. That's this fun thing called mindset work, which I really balance equally against the technical frameworks and methods I teach. Doing new things is scary. I'm trying to buy vacant property right now and build my dream community of tiny houses in this main lodge. It's this whole thing. And I am so out of my element. And at times I just want to pull back and give up on chasing this dream. But then I remember it wouldn't even be fun or fulfilling if I knew how to do everything. The fun is in learning. The fun is in expanding into that next best version of ourselves. So to recap, the traits of successful grant writers are having a growth mindset. It's believing in your ability to learn new things, that you have an expandable capacity and you're not born with a certain set of abilities that constrain you. So you like freedom to choose how to get to the finish line with your work. You don't want to be micromanaged, and you like flowing with between different types of people, right? And connecting dots. That's a really special skill for grant writers. You'll notice again that I'm not saying you have to be this eloquent, skilled writer. I mean, don't get me wrong, it helps. But frankly, writing is also a technical skill that is learnable. In fact, we even built a writing course specifically for grant writers. I'll link that up below so you can build your writing with more confidence. But I'm telling you, these are all things you can learn. What I can't necessarily teach you is a growth mindset. So if you want to lean into exploring if you've got what it takes, chances are pretty good if you've made it here, you do. Go check out that link below and we'll see if you feel like it's a good fit. If you've got any questions, reach out. And with that, I think that's a wrap. Hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video so I can be inspired in figuring out what to film you next. See ya.